Good day, nerds, and welcome to episode 73 of the Nerd Cantina Show. And today's just going to be a Cantina conversation between Steve and I, as we're going to throw it to some interviews that took place during the C2E2. And the focus of this episode is really just nerds doing charitable work.
I walked the con floor and I noticed a few booths of people that had some really good philanthropy concepts, you know, getting people in our nerd community involved and helping others. And I really felt like they're working hard to do a good thing. The least I could do is give them another platform to get their information out and let our community know that if they wanted to be a part of doing something good for others and keep in their nerd realm, that there are opportunities for them also. So this was a good idea. I think I came up with walking the floor, and I'm glad I got these interviews.
Yeah. So there's a lot of nerds out there doing great stuff, and we can not spend too much time in the lead in, and let's get it tossed to the first one you spoke to over at C2E2.
Yeah, that was Amanda Allen. She was a representative of Cosplayers with a Cause. So this is an organization that if you're a cosplayer, you can sign up with, and they let you know when they have hospital visits, fundraisers, whatever it may be, when they need people to dress up in a certain theme or just a random theme. Sometimes you could just dress up whatever you want. Sometimes a charity might be looking to do a Disney princess theme, and they're looking for cosplayers to come in their Disney gear. They reach out to the cosplay community, and I know cosplayers are looking for any good excuse to put on that outfit and go out in public. So this could get you a little bit more miles on your hard-earned hard-crafted costume. So this is a good interview. I hope people get some good info out of it.
All right, welcome back. We're here with Amanda Allen from Costumers with a Cause. I was walking the C2E2 floor and saw a lot of people in cosplay doing some work for charity, and I thought I'd give them a chance to talk to our audience. So how are you doing today, Amanda?
I'm doing great. How are you?
So let's just start off with what are you guys doing at Costumers with a Cause? Like, what's your kind of goals with your organization?
So we are a nonprofit organization. We actually became a 501c3 nonprofit recently. What that means is that solidifies us as a nonprofit organization, both legally and in the community. So we take our costumes and we go to hospitals, charity groups, Make-A-Wish, St. Jude, St. Baldrick's, and we're there for the kids. Some kids can't go to Disney World or Disneyland due to their illness, so we're there to kind of make some dreams come true. And this is an organization that's open to all cosplayers, right? So
Absolutely. If you're a cosplayer and you're looking to get into some philanthropic endeavors, your organization helps facilitate that.
Absolutely, and it's open to beginner cosplayers, intermediate cosplayer, expert cosplayers. Doesn't matter your skill level, doesn't matter your background. We will welcome anybody from high and low, and even we have some junior members as well who are in our organization.
So you have a lot of children that like to come in and participate?
Yes, but they do need their parents' permission, of course.
Of course, yeah. We're not just dropping off 10-year-olds at the front door. It's not a daycare.
It's usually a kind of a family. It's a family thing usually whenever the kids come with the adults, and it's great, to see them work with the other kids as well as the adults.
So what's a little bit about your backstory? How did you get involved with the organization?
So I found the organization through Facebook, Costumers with a Cause. You can find us on Facebook, also costumerswithacause.org. They were casting characters for a Make-A-Wish Maggiano downtown Chicago event, and I had chosen Tinkerbell, and I showed up, and it was a great cause. It was a dance party. It was a eat a dish for MAW, Make-A-Wish, and it was a great time. And there was about 25-30 cosplayers there, and we took pictures, we entertained the kids, families were awesome, and I've been doing it ever since. And
so how long ago was that?
That was about 3 years ago.
Okay.
And I've been active and inactive due to family stuff, but I do as much as I can, and actually just became an admin not too long ago, almost about a year now.
And how did you get into the organizational part of it as being an admin? What drove you to get more involved?
I just wanted to help more with the organization. I know it's a lot of work being not only a nonprofit, but something with charity, being your own run business. I've tried to run my own business. It's a lot of work, and I know that they need a lot of help. And all of our members are super awesome, willing to help pretty much at the drop of a dime, and just kind of opening the availability for me and taking on that responsibility is more accomplishment for me than just donating my time. That I can donate my time, my brain, and kind of help out the senior admins as well.
What kind of reactions do you get from these the children that are involved in these organizations when you guys show up?
It's kind of a flip-flop. Some of them will welcome you with open arms. Some of them are a little bit more timid. But that's what we're there for. We're there to make memories happen. And if kids being timid is, hey, it's okay. We're here from X amount of time to X amount of time. Usually it's about 4 hours. If they want to come back, we're here to take pictures with them. We'll interact with them. Most of them are hard eyes, thinking that, hey, this is a character that I really idolize, that I think that this person is this character. And it's a great, rewarding experience. And the adults are great to interact with as well.
Yeah, that was my next one. So the cosplay community is actually a pretty large community. You can see that as we come to these large cons, how many people actually like dressing up and being involved. Is it difficult to get cosplayers to participate, or is this something that you guys don't really have to search out that much, that these guys are kind of excited to come in and do?
No, definitely. We put out events, probably we're more active in the summertime just because it's nicer out.
Yeah.
But, we put up an event a month, 2 months out, and we'll have anywhere from 7 to 30 cosplayers committing to that.
Okay. And do you usually, is it kind of a lot of open themes? Like you said, you were going for a Tinkerbell. So is that kind of like a Disney theme? Do you guys, is it just cosplayers
we
come on,
have
come on?
certain events that will actually specifically request certain characters. We've had one recently, they only wanted superheroes, or they only wanted villains, or they only wanted Disney.
So the cosplay participation, do you find it difficult to recruit cosplayers? Is this something that most are willing to join naturally?
No, not at all. We put out events, in between 1 month and 2 months out, and we get people claiming costumes, anywhere from 7 to 30 people confirming. And then your follow-up question was, the events usually call for kid-friendly costumes. Some of them will specify superheroes only, villains only, Disney princess only, but it's usually anything that's child-friendly. We'll let you come in.
What kind of charities do you guys usually seek out, and are you seeking out the charities, or are they kind of contacting you? So you said you worked with Make-A-Wish and a few others. Was this a partnership you sought out?
It kind of goes both ways. So I think Make-A-Wish was something that we had already dabbled in. Either we reached out to them at said time, or they had found us somehow. We have a branch that started off in Florida. It says on their Facebook page about 2009, and then we had branched out to the Midwest here in Chicago and Indiana, probably a little bit later on, 2010, 2011-ish. Yeah, no, Make-A-Wish, I think normally whenever we want to donate our time, we'll have one of our admins look up, send an email, hey, we want to know if you'd like our presence. We do have event request forms on our Facebook page that goes right to our email address, requesting our presence if you're interested.
So if you had your own private charity, but you wanted to incorporate some cosplayers for that charity, you guys could work hand in hand with any local group that you could kind of facilitate.
Absolutely, yep. And we'll be more than happy to check our schedules, make sure there's nothing conflicting, and then do our best to make it out.
No, I really appreciate your time. I think what you guys are doing is really great. The cosplay community, I find, is very open and enthusiastic, and they love any chance they get to dress up. So for them to actually be able to pull out the costumes and do some good in the world, I think that's a great opportunity, and I really appreciate you guys facilitating that.
Oh, yeah, and I appreciate you taking the time to stop by our booth and chat about our organization.
And again, where can they reach you? You said you have the website, Facebook page?
We have a Facebook page, Costumers with a Cause. There's a Midwest branch and there's a Florida branch, like I said. So if you want to search Chicagoland, it'd be Costumers with a Cause -Midwest. We also, costumerswithacause.org. You can find our website as well.
Okay. Well,
and either way, you can submit a request to join form. Is there? I believe it's on our Facebook page, and then we'll take the next steps into getting you into our group. And then we actually have a couple events coming up. So not only are we here at CWC, we are going to be in Indiana at the St. Baldrick's fundraiser on March 15th. We are going to be at the Volo Auto Museum on March 22nd for their annual Princess and Superhero Day. And then I don't believe we have anything until May after that.
Okay. Well, I wish you guys the best of luck. I hope you guys are successful. Congratulations on your 501c. I know that's a very hard thing to achieve. It's a very bureaucratic process.
I can thank Scott Whipple and Jenny Whipple for that.
But it also opens a lot of doors to you because now you guys are a nonprofit. You guys are tax deductible. So a lot of that, comes with some corporate sponsorships and things like that. So I hope you guys succeed in all your endeavors.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your time.
So that was an interview with Cosplayers with a Cause, and doing great stuff. It's just like you said in the lead-in and during the interview. If you are a cosplayer and you want to put on your costume and through it bring a smile to a kid's face, bring a smile to somebody who might need a little extra joy, go ahead and you can sign up as a volunteer. But if that's not, if you're like me and you've got no skills or desire to put on costumes, you can at least support these organizations by getting the word out and making sure that they have the ability to bring their special kind of charitable skills out to others. Yeah,
and even if you can't get in front of some needy kids, just to be a part of them and help them raise funds for a disease that you may champion. We all have family members that are affected by illnesses, and if you champion autism, if you champion heart disease, if you champion whatever it is that has affected you in your life, you might be able to find an opportunity to take your cosplay and benefit that cause. So I think it's a great organization. It's a great networking tool for really good causes, and I just wanted to get their information out and support them in any way I could.
Yeah, and if if you're not in the Chicago or Florida areas and this charity doesn't actually fit your local area, you got a couple options. I'm sure there may be something else that exists in your area. Look for it. Do a quick Google search. You might find it. And if not,
they're looking to expand.
To start something
they're
and
looking
expand.
To expand. You can start your own chapter if you'd like. If there's plenty of opportunities. Nobody's going to turn away somebody wanting to do some good.
We can roll over to no pun intended, but roll over to the next interview here.
So yeah, our next interview was with a man that builds custom costumes for the disabled. So he builds costumes that encase wheelchairs for kids and adults. His son has spent his life in a wheelchair and started making costumes for his son. They became greatly popular, and people would reach out to him and ask him if he could do it. And he started this organization called Walkin And Rollin Costumes. His name's Lon Davis. And we go over his backstory, so I'll kind of let him say it in his words. But this is just another great guy doing some good things. Was inspired by his son, who I also got to meet, which is a great kid. And he's just trying to expand it to help others because he saw the joy it brought his son, and he wants to spread that around. And another good opportunity to give good people some promotion.
All right, welcome back. I'm here with Walkin And Rollin Costumes, and Lon Davis is the organizer, and thank you for being on the show.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
So I'll let you kind of explain what your charity does for the audience, so if you want to dive right into that, go ahead.
All right. Well, what we do is we build costumes for kids in walkers and wheelchairs, free of charge to the families. We build them for kids all over the nation.
And how long has the organization been in?
Since 2015.
2015.
And so in the past 5 years, we've built over 100 costumes for kids.
Wow. And did you kind of just get it? Like, when did you actually start building the costumes? I know that your craft
probably started a lot before 2015.
It actually started in 2008. My son Reese was actually he's been in a wheelchair his whole life. So when he was 3 in 2008, that was when he got his first wheelchair, and when I decided to build the first costume for him, he wanted to be Wall-E for Halloween, and I knew I couldn't buy a costume that would go around his wheelchair. They didn't make anything like that back then, and so I decided to just build one out of what I had at home. And I happen to have a Dell computer box that fit just perfectly over his wheelchair, and so I decided that that'll be a good start for Wall-E, and then I built all the other parts and painted it and everything, and I thought it looked pretty good, and so we took pictures of it and everything, and we started posting it on social media. It started spreading like crazy. Everyone started sharing it, and it kind of went viral, and we had strangers we didn't know contacting us saying, hey, can you build something like this for my kid? And we didn't really think anything of it. And then the next year, Reese wanted to be Buzz Lightyear and be in a claw machine and have all the green aliens around him and have the claw coming down, grabbing him by the head.
That's awesome.
So we built that, and the same thing happened. It went viral, and so every year the costumes, Reese got more and more elaborate with the ideas, even though he was 4 or 5 years old.
Well, the videos, they hit you right in the feels, because when you see kids, you just want kids to always be part of it. Want them to be included. You want them to feel like they're always part, of pop culture and involved, So when you see, disabled children be able to participate in one of the funnest holidays for children, it's very heartwarming.
Reese has always said, the wheelchair is always part of him. He never thinks of it as something else. So he said, when I dress up, I want my wheelchair to dress up too.
Yeah, it's an appendage for him at this point. Yeah,
and so he never wanted to keep it separate. So he said it's all one giant costume.
Now you started with Dell boxes.
Yep.
Have you over the years found your building materials now? Do you have like a workshop in your house full of PVC pipes and Dell boxes?
Well,
I guess
we have left the cardboard era. We build everything out of our garage now.
Send your Dell boxes to Lon at.
Now that we've moved on to other kids, and we started that in 2015, and we've learned that these kids, we don't want them to run into a problem with rain or anything like that. Dell computer box, disintegrate. That would be devastating for the kids.
As a man who lives in Chicago, I can tell you this Halloween was quite challenging. It was snowing and probably 30 degrees in October. It was a horrible Halloween this year.
So every costume that we build now is waterproof and can withstand a lot. Well, we've learned that when we build these costumes for the kids, even though they're Halloween costumes or for Comic Cons or anything like that, these kids, they want to wear them. I mean, even normal kids, you buy them a costume, how many times do they normally wear them?
Actually, to tell you the truth, my daughter dresses as Starfire probably once a week. That Halloween costume gets quite the usage.
And so these kids in the wheelchair costume, they want to wear it every chance they get.
Yeah.
If they have wheel covers, we've heard that we build these costumes, and if they have a wheel cover, those wheel covers stay on.
They never come off. Yeah.
And so
BB-8's rolling down wheelchairs left and right.
So these things have to be waterproof and sealed and everything. So we've moved on to styrene and HD foam and things like that, so that it stays waterproof and can withstand anything.
No, that's great. Have you thought about branching off into like a YouTube channel and on how-tos and things like that?
And we have. We actually do that. We don't have a very extensive library of YouTube yet, but a lot of times when we build the costumes, they're not necessarily local. The kids might be where we don't have any builders, and so we'll have to build them and then ship the costumes to them. And so when the parents get them, they're obviously in multiple pieces. They're not shipped as one giant costume.
Insert tab A into slot B.
And so we make a YouTube video on how it all goes together.
Okay.
And we purposely make those videos that we can then share on our YouTube video. So every time we ship a costume, there is a YouTube video on our YouTube page showing how each one of those costumes has gone together. And it really kind of gives you an idea on how we build our costumes.
Now, you mentioned builders as in plural, so do you have a team of other dads, or people that
actually,
to do
anyone
this?
can go on our website and sign up as a volunteer. We have over 150 volunteers who have signed up on our website.
That's amazing.
And so it's a network across the United States. And so what that means is when any child and parents sign up on our website and apply for a costume, the first thing I do is I try and find in our network a volunteer or
Someone close or local.
Someone local, because it's obviously much easier to do test fittings and things.
And saving on shipping costs, and I mean, it can get quite lucrative.
You want them to be there if possible. And so if we can do that, that's the best way to go. But it doesn't always work out that way. The other thing that we're trying to do is open up chapters, and that way, I'm not trying to, because I'm based out of Kansas City, and so I'm not trying.
Go Chiefs!
Yeah, exactly.
Go Chiefs!
Right here. I'm not trying to, manage all the individual builders throughout the nation. If I have chapters that can then kind of manage those individual builders in individual cities, then that takes a lot of load off.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
And so we're here at C2E2 trying to set up a
Chicago network. Yeah, Chicago network.
Because we do have a lot of volunteers in this area, and there's a children's hospital up here, and
I know Shriners is big.
So I mean, it's a great city to have a chapter, and there'll be a lot of opportunity up here to run a chapter, and so we're just trying to find a way to find a group of people or someone who really wants to head.
Well, I'm glad I found you. We are a Chicago-based podcast, so a lot of our fans are local friends, and we get shared throughout the area.
Like
so hopefully someone listening now with a wrench and some glue might be able to help you out. So you are officially a 501(c),
yes.
right? So how hard was that process to get for you? I know I started my own. It could be a daunting task.
Yeah. The first year, that was one of the first things that we were trying to set up was make sure that we were 501(c)(3), and that way just kind of got that out of the way and taken care of.
Well, with that association, it does open you up to corporate sponsorships, things like that. Have you reached out to like a Hobby Lobby or a Lowe's or something to try to get pieces donated or just have them sponsored?
We've tried to do a lot of those types of things. Sometimes they will when we do certain types of workshops. They will donate some supplies, things like that. But
I'm gonna call out Hobby Lobby right now. Step it up, Hobby. They're supposed to be a Christian organization.
Right.
They really need to step up their giving. No, but I think what you're doing is great. It's amazing. I commend you for starting out with your son, but trying to branch out into other kids. I know the disabled community is a very tight community. I've ran the marathon for Autism Speaks, and I try to do as much as I can also. Is there anything that you want to try to get to our audience? I know Walkin And Rollin or walkinrollin.org is the website.
Right.
You guys have Instagrams, like your YouTube page?
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. All those links can be found on our website. Follow us on all those. On our website, you can apply for a costume. You can sign up as a volunteer. You can make donations. You can become a sponsor. There's all kinds of ways to get involved. We have all of our events, workshops, everything, different Comic Cons that we're going to be at. All that is on our website, so you can.
So if a parent with a disabled child is listening right now, is there a waiting list? Like, should they get in as soon as they can?
Yeah, the sooner the better. Because unfortunately, we are not able to meet the demands.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can really imagine.
It does take us about 3 months to build a costume from start to finish, because that includes, once a child has been paired with a volunteer, then that starts the process of, we have to get photo references from all different angles of the wheelchair, measurements, sketches approved, because we'll do multiple.
Now, are wheelchairs pretty standard sizes, or is it
every single wheelchair is custom designed for a child. So every single costume is custom designed for the child, for the wheelchair. So it doesn't matter. I can have 5 kids ask for a Batmobile, in one Halloween, and they will be completely
5 different Batmobiles.
Even if it's the exact same Batmobile. I mean, like, they all want the tumbler. They're going to be 5 completely different styles. And, you know, like, right here in our booth, we've got 2 Tron light cycles.
Yeah.
But you can see right here, they're 2 different sizes.
Yeah, they are.
Even though they're actually on 2 of the exact same type of wheelchairs, they're 2 different size wheelchairs.
Oh, yeah.
And so we built these in tandem. And, you know, we still had to, you know, change everything to build them. And so, you know, we have to do that with every costume. So it's something that we have to work with in building the costumes. So everything is custom made. You know, we also work with schools, doing it as part of their STEM program. Work with middle schools and high schools. So if there's a school out there who thinks this might be a great project, we do Skype in the classroom.
Okay.
So, you know, reach out to them and get them involved as well.
Now, how much of this organization takes up your? I mean, it's life consuming. So, did you quit your day job yet?
No, I still have a full-time day job.
No, and I commend. I own my own business and I do the podcasting on the side. I know how much these extracurriculars can weigh on you and your family. You know, so to keep such positive attitude and do what you do, I know it's not easy on the soul.
Yeah. So this is what I do in evenings and weekends.
No, I think it's amazing what you're doing here, and I'm glad I can find any way I can help it whatsoever, just by getting your organization out there. So I appreciate your time, and just like you said, everyone go to walkandrollin.org, check out the YouTube videos, share it, pass it along to the community, and good luck in your future endeavors.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, and that was the interview with Walkin and Rollin, and you know, the audio tells a great story. You kind of got to go visit their website in order to get the visuals and see really the level of builds that these guys are building.
Yeah, they had some of the pieces on the floor, and they were amazing. You know what I mean? Like if I had a disabled son in a wheelchair, there's no way I would not have 3 or 4 of these in my house. And if I had the time, I would sign up to become a builder myself with all the other builder dads that are helping these people out there. You know, so it's not just Lana anymore. He's got an army of crafty people helping build these costumes for the wheelchairs. So even if you're just a handy guy that likes to do some stuff, you can sign up and help these kids.
Yeah, I've talked to my kids about signing up to be a builder. Both my kids always like to participate in charity. It's something we try to do it for the family, and they like the idea of doing this. My fear is signing up for it and then failing to deliver on a build. But I think I actually might sign up here soon to try to be a builder, because they'll do all the measurements, they do all the stuff, they send you the design, and as a builder, I just gotta follow instructions and figure this out. You know, I've put together one or two. Yeah, I've put together 1 or 2 IKEA things, so I think I could probably cut and shape whatever they're requesting, and maybe put together a decent thing for maybe some kid who's going to go to San Diego Comic-Con out here or something like that would love an opportunity to.
Yeah, once I move and get a garage, this might be something I like to do at least once a year. You know, build 1 costume a year and send it on its way. I just need a garage and a workshop, something fierce. But
yeah, no, it's definitely a great cause that they're doing, and pretty great opportunity at C2E2 to take that time and kind of highlight them. Hopefully, somebody new is exposed to these charities and go check out their websites.
I mean, that's what they were at the con for. You know what I mean? They're trying to bring awareness to what they're trying to do and get more team members and things like that. So, you know, we have a decent community over here at the Nerd Cantina. I would hope that maybe this interests a few of our members, and even if it doesn't interest you, go to their website, share it on your Facebook page, share it on whatever social medias you have. You might know somebody that would be interested. You know, if you got a cosplay friend, if you got a crafty friend that likes to do these things, never underestimate the power of charitable giving. It gives you the good feels when you do these kinds of things, especially when it involves children. we all want to see the world's children smile, and those smiles are hard given to a lot of the unfortunate children in the world. So yeah, I just walking the con, I had so many aspirations of getting good interviews and getting some good content to put on. And when I came across a few of these charities, I really felt like this was my opportunity to do something good for the charitable world, even if it is just putting it out here on our medium. It was by far what I felt was the very least I could do to help out in the nerd charity.
Yeah, and it just highlights those two that you were able to interview at C2E2. It highlights a small portion of a large community of what we would call nerds doing good work, and taking their personal passions and hobbies and getting out there. There's some charities that I think gain some notoriety, like Able Gamers, which is a charity over at ablegamers.org that modifies controllers, modifies things so that way individuals with various disabilities or whatever else, they make custom made game pads and controllers so people can still enjoy and participate in gaming regardless of disabilities. We see a lot of kind of gaming themed and nerd themed charities that just try to share our community that we gain a lot of enjoyment from, and get it out to those that can't do it necessarily. Well,
and let's be real, a lot of us nerds, our fat asses ain't getting out there and running that 5K, right? we ain't doing that 5K, but I'll slip on a Deadpool costume and just stand there for a little while, if I could get the same.
You might want to run that 5K before you put on the spandex, though. you might want to chip away a couple of those miles first.
But yeah, that's the cool thing is that there's a whole number of opportunities for people in our community to do some good in the world. And if you didn't know about it, now you know. If you were always thinking of how could you be involved, here are a few organizations, and maybe worst case scenario, this show just inspires you to seek out a charity that is more fitted towards your genre or your passion. So if these two organizations aren't really in your wheelhouse, look up, nerd charities, look up, whatever it is in your realm with charity at the end, and see if you can't be a part of something in your area. And if you can't find something, that just is the more reason to start it yourself. If you find a void in the charity, realm and what you're looking at, fill that void, do some good.
Well, that's our Cantina conversation on nerd philanthropy. So hopefully you either got inspired to support or create your own charity or volunteer or do something, or at least just get the word out. So thanks for listening.
Yeah, we'll see you again next week.
All right, nerds.